Hey folks, Country Prepper here. Well, I've been doing a lot of research trying to better my first aid portion of my bug out bag. And so, been watching a lot of videos, and I noticed some people have some really great suggestions, things that they have in their bug out bag, and I noticed that a lot of others have completely forgotten these things. And some of them I did not have in my previous bug out bag video, and I've added a few of these things along the way, but I just wanted to give you guys 10 of the most forgotten, I would say, most often forgotten first aid items people forget to put in their bug out bag. So these are in no particular order. I'm just going down the list of things that I noticed as I noticed them. So I have something at the end too that I want to share with you guys. So please stay tuned to the end. So let's go ahead and get started. Number one is a splint. I notice a lot of people forget a splint. If you get some kind of a sprain, some type of an injury, broken leg, broken arm, something like that, this SAM splint is very versatile. It's very lightweight. It's pretty compact, so there's really no good reason not to have it in your bug out bag. It doesn't take up enough room not to have it. Sure, you could MacGyver some kind of a splint out in the bush or whatever. Find some things to improvise a tourniquet, but I think for no bigger than this is and no heavier than it is, I think it's a great thing to have. Number two is a hot and cold compress. So for a cold compress, things like this that actually come in a lot of your bigger first aid kits. So that's something pretty easy to come across. But for heat compress, you could have something simple as some hand warmers, or they do actually make heat patches, things like that. A good idea to have along with you. And then also, never hurts to have something like this, some icy hot, or several different kinds. But for muscle injuries, sprained ankles, sprained joints of any kind, just a good thing to have on hand. Number three, good pair of shears. For opening up clothes if somebody were to be in a majorly injured, and you got to get those clothes off so that you can get to the wound without causing any further damage. Gonna need a pair of those. They come in handy for cutting bandages and other things like that. Number four, a triangular bandage. This has a lot of different uses. It's very versatile, very small, compact. There's no good reason not to have one. Look into it. There are a ton of uses for this thing, so good idea to pick one up. I know a lot of people will say that they could use a schmog or something like that, improvise the triangular bandage, but you might need that for something else, and this is small enough there's just no good reason not to have it. Number five is a clotting sponge. As opposed to the granules, you do not want the granules. Ask any type of medical professional. If somebody has a major wound and they put those granules in there, they have to dig those granules out before they can actually fix the wound and close it up. So speaking from experience, I've had concrete poisoning in my legs before, and they had to scrub away all that dead skin and that chemical burn, all that stuff. They had to clean that all up before they could do anything for the actual chemical burn. So that hurts. That sucks really bad. So I can't imagine like a bullet wound or a big laceration, something like that, is having a doctor clean that out, or a nurse, whatever. I could not imagine the pain that would cause. So a sponge is a better option. Number six is some sterile wound dressings. The Z-Pack dressing is a good option, and also a prepper favorite is Israeli bandage. I just always stumble on my words in every video. But you're going to want some kind of a sterile wound dressing, something that stays packed in like this, stays sealed, so that if you have any type of major trauma, a big wound that you need to pack something in to stop the bleeding, and keep it clean, you're going to want those things. I'll add to that the Israeli bandage, it does compress down a lot further, and it's very well known. They are a little pricey. The Z-Pack dressing is a little more lightweight. Just thought I'd throw that in there. Number 7, N95 mask, and these are the flat ones. I think they are a little better for carrying in a bug out bag. The ones that are shaped to fit your face, they get crushed, and they won't do you any good if they get damaged. So I think these are a little bit better option. The reason that I think these are a good thing to keep in a bug out bag is any type of dust or debris. If there's like a terrorist attack, thing like that, major earthquakes, something along those lines, maybe a volcano eruption. You don't want to breathe. You don't want to be breathing in a bunch of dust and stuff like that when you're huffing and puffing carrying a bug out bag. So these are not expensive, and just a good thing to have with you. Number 8, tourniquets. This is a soft T tourniquet. There's some instructions on that, but I'm not going to give you any medical advice about using those. It's just a good idea to get some professional training in that area. Then also you have the cat tourniquet, and make sure that you get one of the better ones. Something you're gonna spend $30 or maybe a little more on a good cat tourniquet, but the cheap ones with the little this part that you twist, they tend to break, so spend a little more. It's worth your life. Number 9 is some kind of glue. Super glue for small cuts, things like that, just to keep infection out. And also I use this a lot around the house anytime I get a nick in my finger or anything like that. If I need to be able to use my hands, I use my hands every day. So just a good thing to have. They do actually make some medical skin adhesive, and it's not terribly expensive, but it's something you might want to look into if you don't want to use stuff like this. Now I use these in place of Band-Aids. I don't like Band-Aids. They keep you from dexterity problems. If you're working with your hands, using your fingers for small tasks, Band-Aids get in the way. Also, if you get sweaty, they get dirty, they're not going to stay stuck to you. It's just better off to just seal that cut or abrasion and move on with your day. Alright, last but not least, number 10 is a thermometer. Now, maybe not a digital thermometer, I just have this for an example. They do actually make some head strips for babies that you put on their forehead. It would work for an adult as well. But those would take up a lot less room in a bug out bag. They would be more reliable and probably more lightweight. And something like this, if it's in a case, it's going to rattle, it could get broken. The main reason you want that is, if somebody were to maybe, for example, drink some water with a virus in it, or just pick up a virus, maybe there's some type of epidemic, you don't know what the situation is going to be, you're going to want to be able to keep track if somebody has a fever, to know just how bad that fever is. So that's something that I think a lot of people forget, and that's why it was pretty much last on the list. But for the last thing, I would like for you guys to leave me a comment of one thing, just one thing. Don't leave me a whole long list of something that you think is important that for first aid for a bug out bag. Maybe something that you saw here that you forgot, or something that you think I should have added to this list. So just give me one thing, and I'm even going to start and say the one thing that I still need to get, something that I have forgotten to put in my bug out bag, something that I need to get training on as well, is a suture kit. So it's just something to keep in mind. We're always bettering ourselves, bettering our situation, bettering our preps. So nobody can think of everything, and that's just the point of this whole video. So I will try to leave links to all this stuff down in the description box below. If there's something you saw here that you've forgotten that you need, you can go pick it up. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you for all your comments, and I'll see you next time.